Agentic AI is essentially the form of AI where it not only has access to information, but it starts acting and executing like potentially a human would do, that has agency, that can make decisions, that can think about things, reason about the best outcome, and then pursue an outcome by executing those commands and actions. And that is a major breakthrough for all of us.
Agentic AI is probably the biggest technology of our lifetimes. It's this idea, the promise that you've been hearing everywhere about what AI will be able to do becoming reality. I don't think most people even understand what it can do yet, what kind of change this is going to make in the world, or how big it's going to be. So many ripples of improvement that it's hard for anyone to even imagine the full impact that this will have even within the next few months. If speaking purely on a technology level, you can think of agentic AI as finally AI being able to connect to everything in the business and starting to do the work that people would normally do, or at least a lot of it, not everything, in ways and efficiency levels that are hard to imagine. Right now, it is completely dominating the software development space, which is the early adopter for agentic AI. And we can see it completely changing how developers work, the level of capability that we can expect from any individual developer, and simply the amount of work and throughput that is possible from one person. This is likely to continue to exponentially grow from here on out.
So we've seen a couple of major inflection points over the past 3 years in AI. It started off obviously with the launch of ChatGPT, which for the first time made language models accessible to normal people. And they essentially created an interface onto a model that was trained on pretty much everything in the world. And it created this amazing ability for people to have access to information and intelligence previously only accessible to data scientists. That created a massive groundswell and had millions of users sign up in the first couple of weeks. It grew faster than even Facebook or any of the social networks has ever done. That was the first major breakthrough, and the technology behind it was enabled by a couple of breakthroughs, things like transformers that were able to understand sentences, the ability to process billions of websites data and train that. So that was a major point, and suddenly we had this movement where hundreds of millions of people around the world had access to AI. The second major inflection point was at the end of 2024, when these models could start to reason like a human. And that was very interesting for us all, because now you can start interrogating data with a model, its ability to really consider all the aspects of a certain piece of information or knowledge was a really big breakthrough, and it enabled a whole lot of new use cases that allowed us to extract so much more intelligence out of that. But it was still something that you had to almost get an answer from instead of potentially giving instructions to. The third major inflection point was the beginning of this year, 2026, when we saw the rise of agents. And that was a big step change, and that's where agentic AI comes in, where you move from something that can answer a question to something that can do a task, that can execute a workflow, that can potentially post a financial transaction, write a document, send an email, and do actual work. And that has completely changed the way that we think about information and technology, and it opens up a wealth of new use cases to all of us.
6 months ago, these models were not able to do this work, and now they can, and the next generation is even better and can do even more. So we are set for a roller coaster ride of transformation based on what these models unlock for the world.